Hi, my name is Justin Loria, and today I'm going to teach you how to do a skateboard trick called an Ollie. An Ollie is one of the most fundamental street skateboarding maneuvers, and involves jumping into the air with the board without using your hands to grab the board or touching the ground with your feet. This trick can take a while to learn, so if you want to learn some tricks that you can do before you can Ollie, you can watch the tutorials I made in this playlist. Before you start learning Ollies, I would recommend at least getting comfortable riding your board around and turning without losing your balance. Once you're ready, find a place where you can practice doing stationary Ollies. In my opinion, a piece of carpet placed over top of the concrete is going to give you the best results, but some people like to just put their back wheels in a crack on the sidewalk or set their board on some short grass. Okay, so the first and often the most overlooked step to doing an Ollie is bending at your knees and jumping into the air. It's really no different than if you were trying to jump off the ground without a skateboard. Don't bend at your waist, don't twist your shoulders. Just bend at your knees and jump straight up into the air. When you're practicing your Ollies, go back and forth between doing this on the skateboard and just on the ground without a board, so you can really get used to the feeling of jumping properly while you're standing on the board. Once you've got the jump down, now you have to understand what to do with your legs and feet to get the board to follow you up into the air, and then practice enough so that you're actually able to do it. First, the front foot is pulled up into the air and the back foot bends at the ankle to snap the tail of the board off the ground. This sends the nose of the board way up into the air and slightly brings the back wheels off the ground. Then the front foot is dragged forward along the grip tape up to the nose, and the back foot is pulled up, making room for the back of the board to lift up. As the front foot reaches the nose, it presses it out and a little bit down, causing the back half of the board to level out. Then both feet are positioned over top of the wheels to prepare for the landing. Now that you understand what you're trying to accomplish when you Ollie, you can start trying to put it all together. The first thing I would practice doing is jumping off the ground like before, but lifting up your front foot first and then jumping off of your back foot. When you're ready to take it to your board, place your back foot on the tail and put your front foot just behind the 4 screws in the front. Again, bend at your knees and jump into the air, lifting up your front foot first and then your back foot. At this stage of learning, you can land with just your front foot on the board and step off with your back foot, letting it land on the ground. Once you get that down, you should add in landing on the board with your back foot too. This is important because it teaches you to keep your back foot in the air long enough. At this point, all that's left to learn is how to slide your front foot up to get your back wheels off the ground. A good way to get a feel for it is to try to jump forward toward the nose of the board once your back foot pops the tail off the ground. Make sure you're pulling your back foot up a lot so the back of the board has room to level out. Now that you have the stationary Ollie down, you're going to want to practice them moving. While rolling at a slow speed, look down at your board and try to replicate the motion you use to do a stationary Ollie. It should feel pretty much the same, except when you land, you have to rebalance yourself on top of the board and try to continue rolling forward. Some drills that'll help you with your Ollies would be trying to Ollie over a crack in the concrete, trying to Ollie off a curb, and trying to Ollie at the top of a ramp. The more situations you practice the Ollie in, the better you'll get at them and the more natural they'll feel. If you need any more help or have any other questions, you can ask them in the comments section below. Make sure to subscribe for more trick tutorial videos, and as usual, remember to have fun.